Good afternoon, everyone. Futures Barizio here, 5:38 p.m. on Monday, July 1st, 2024. Welcome to July, and I hope you had a great day. So before we get started, as always, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell notification so when I post new content, you get notified. I appreciate it. And we'll just jump right in to, well, I guess it's post-market analysis now. I did not make one this morning, so I apologize. Um, so I just want to say up front that it is a holiday week here in the U.S. Thursday's Independence Day, and then Friday the markets probably will be. Well, I don't think they're closed. Well, they might be, but it'll be very quiet. So I don't anticipate a lot of action this week. Today and tomorrow probably moderate. Then Wednesday it'll probably really start to dry up as a lot of obviously the large traders and banks, hedge funds are off on vacation. So we very well may get very limited movements this week, which may be playing out already, and we'll just go through this. So we'll start off here on copper. This is the 5-minute chart, and you can see I'm currently in a short position. We had this run up, and then we broke this structure right here. We came back right up to here, which I'm not a big fib trader, but if you are a Fibonacci person, this is like the 78% retracement. And then as soon as we started heading lower again, I jumped into a short and just put my stop right above. And you can see it went into a profit for a short time, and then it reversed back and basically is back to my entry. And we have put in a higher low right here on this swing. So that's a bit concerning for my position because it is a higher low. If it had come down and put in a lower low and then pulled back, I probably wouldn't be so concerned. But this may just end up going higher, and this was basically just a false break down here on the 5-minute chart to break all this structure, but we'll have to see. So I do want to point out a couple of things. You can see, when price started going back up, we did have a lot of really small volume candles. You can see all these Heikin-Ashi candles are very small. They're all bullish, and they are all going up, and we do have really no wicks at the bottom. So this is pretty bullish, but there's pretty low volume, as you can see how small these candles got. So we'll have to see. I'm not going to touch this trade. I'm just going to leave it. If it breaks higher and takes me out, that's fine. I have a small position on anyways. It's only one contract, so if it doesn't work out, it's not a big deal. Now, the other reason why this may not work out, if we jump out to a higher time frame, if we look at the 30-minute, you can see on Friday we had this strong rally off this low and took out this high up here, over here, and took it out, and then have come back. So again, now we're kind of ranging a little bit. So we very well could go higher, and if my stop gets taken out, then these highs off to the left here will be the next target. So we'll see. Again, on this time frame and on like the 1 hour time frame, we are technically putting in higher lows like we did right here on the 1 hour chart. This was on Friday, and now this is where we are as of today. So if you're following higher time frame trends, then this probably was not a great short to take. But if you're following just basically structure on the 5-minute, it's still a valid trade until this gets taken out. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Again, not a big deal. We'll just see where it goes. Over to gold. I took a couple of losing trades on gold today, trying to pick a direction. And the thing is, if we zoom out on gold, you can see. Well, let's go to the 30-minute. We've been trading in a range on gold basically since, well, at least since Friday. And actually, if you look back to the right even further at these highs, but in terms of this range here has been going on since Friday, and we are right in the middle of that range. We failed to break out to the downside, and we certainly didn't break out to the upside. So gold is definitely stuck inside a range right now. So, until we clear this, above 2350 or below these lows down here at like 2329, then, gold is just kind of sitting there. And again, so it's a 30-minute chart. So on the 5-minute, you can see on the 5-minute just today how whipsaw we had. We were going up early. We went down pretty aggressively, came back, then whipped down to the bottom of the range and snapped right back inside again. And then we just kind of drifted a little bit higher the rest of the day. But essentially we've made very little progress from where the U.S. market opened, basically right in here when the U.S. market opened, and that's about where we closed on the day. So after all this whipsawing, we really didn't go anywhere. So it wasn't really a good thing. I took a couple of losses, and I just said, you know what, I looked at the higher time frame, said I'm just not going to trade this again until it clears this range on the higher time frame. Which I don't know if it'll happen this week again with the slower volatility we're experiencing this week. That might be why it's just not going anywhere. Same reason why potentially, we might be moving into a sideways market in copper too. But so we'll have to see. It could be kind of a frustrating week in that regard. Now, finally, with natural gas, this one actually broke the mold. So on natural gas, again, up around the 30-minute to 1 hour time frame, clearly in a downtrend. Okay, and back on the 5 right here. You can see we had this pullback early on. This was just after the North American stock market opened, like right here. And we basically just fizzled out on this retracement. And then, as soon as we started breaking lower, I jumped in. And I'm still in this trade. I don't know if I'm going to hold this overnight. I might close this once the market is in pause right now for another 15 minutes or so. So I might just, exit out of this once the market reopens here. I don't know if I want to carry this into the overnight hours. So we'll see. But it is in profit right now, as you can see. So that one was good. But it's basically going to be like a break-even day for me either way because of the losses I took in gold. So, but hey, it is what it is. So, so that's about it, guys. Again, outside of natural gas, a pretty sideways, choppy day. It is Monday, so that's part of it. But I do think that the summer and the holiday week has a lot to do with it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see things just kind of range out the rest of the week. I certainly won't be trading on, Thursday the market will be closed here. And even if it's open Friday, which I'm not sure if it is or not, in the U.S., whether the stock market and these futures exchanges will be open on Friday. But either way, I won't be trading it because there will be no volume on Friday during the U.S. session. So, tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, that'll be it for the week. So we'll keep an eye on these in terms of what gold's going to do, if it's going to stay inside this range or if we're going to eventually break out of this. Again, go out to an even higher time frame. Really, if you look at gold, this is a 4-hour chart. It's been moving sideways, essentially inside this range here. This is obviously a much bigger range, but, we've made very little progress in the last 3 to 4 weeks here in gold. We reached out to a high and a low here, but essentially if you look at just right through the middle here, if you drew a line right through this, cut all this, price has basically just been, stuck on either side of 23.50 to like 23.25. So in about a $25 an ounce range, we've been just kind of stuck in here for almost a month now. So we'll have to see, when it breaks out of that. And then copper, again, if we zoom way out on copper, let's take a quick look. We're still in a downtrend on copper. We have not breached that yet. I would consider this area here to kind of be the last swing before this last low was put in. It's not super aggressive, but certainly I think the market will have a reaction off this area. And then, of course, we have the bigger area up here. So if it managed to break through this level on the upside, then I'd probably be looking for longs back to this swing up here, which is a more aggressive one. But even for now, for the short that I'm in, as long as it holds below this first line, then my bias is still long. But again, if I get taken out and then it breaks over this area, then there's potential for it to run up to here, which would be a nice trade on a short time frame because this is a 4-hour chart. So we'll have to just keep an eye on NG. We are in kind of a summer season for natural gas, not heating season. So in the northern hemisphere, so generally the prices do kind of trend down this time of year. So we'll have to see if that holds. All right. So I'll leave it there, guys. We'll be back tomorrow for another update. Hope you have a great night. Questions, comments, leave them below. And make sure, you smash that like button on your way out. All right, guys, take care. Have a good night.